If you're a violinist and you have an audition coming, watch this video and you'll get in guaranteed. Audition excerpts. That is the topic for today's video. For those of you that don't know, for us musicians that want to get a job in an orchestra, we don't have corporate job interviews where they ask what you're passionate about. No, none of that. Instead, we go behind a screen where there's a panel of musicians that don't see you and they listen to you play, and you have to prove that you're the one that's gonna get the job. So a little bit of context, we both worked in professional symphony orchestras. I worked in Queensland Symphony Orchestra. I also remember doing a lengthy audition process for the Melbourne Symphony Orchestra. And it started with like over 100 candidates. The final round was 3 people and the other 2 got the job. Today's video, we're going over the Deadliest audition excerpts. And excerpts are basically very specific, targeted parts from orchestral repertoire that are designed to show and reveal every possible weakness in your playing.
Heads up guys, we haven't played audition excerpts in years.
Let's begin with one of the classics, the Italian Symphony by Mendelssohn.
Mamma mia.
Mamma mia.
I don't want to do it.
Okay, so already I'm already picking things up.
I butchered so hard.
Typically, a few things they're listening for: the accent versus non-accent. You added an accent there, so that's why this one, even though it's the top of the phrase, there's no accent. So, and then this is a big one.
Oh yeah, of course I said that. 2, 3, 1.
Everyone does. It has to be strictly.
I'll go. I'll do it.
Yeah. But what most people do is they go.
Yeah.
It's like semiquavers, quavers and dotted semiquavers. But it's,
That's so annoying.
and if you think this is like ridiculously obsessive, that's what they're listening out for, and they mark that stuff.
They mark it behind the screen, no like biases, they're literally listening out. And also the first chord matters. And you have to stop like oh, this is annoying.
Yeah.
And then this is so weird. It's like there's a full sound, but there's also crescendo for something.
Yes.
And then
You'll probably see already the theme. The first one is time, right? Orchestra. Everything's about playing together. So if you can't play perfect sense of rhythm, practice with metronome.
oh,
right?
this is metronome, like always metronome.
Now the second thing here, this is oboe control. Because you need room for the crescendo, right? So soprano.
And it.
So the piano, everyone goes. Now it has to be immediately piano. Yeah, that's a big one.
Oh yeah, so you gotta go towards the A.
You have to phrase. Oh. I rushed.
And it's like da-da-da-da-da.
Because the string crossings, when it's soft with the stroke, you need that light stroke, but it has to be.
You know what's crazy? I haven't touched this before this video for like 10 years.
Yeah, but
I
still in our memory. We haven't practiced beforehand. Seriously,
It's literally
the
burnt in my head.
hours we have spent on this. Listen.
It's upbeat. And then the string goes like that. Oh, so annoying.
The fact that there's this quaver rest on the downbeat is so tricky.
Because most people slow down. You have to think. I actually practice like this.
Oh yeah.
So you can get the
Really get used to it. That's a good start.
PTSD.
Another very, actually this is kind of in a similar vein, but this is Mozart. This is also very.
Is it the
Yeah. You already know.
I played both first and second violin.
Oh, the second violin is harder.
That's it, right?
No. The second starts.
Oh yeah.
Dude, it's so hard.
And then. PTSD.
A lot of this is testing your strokes off the string. It has to sound light but very in time.
Every lesson I've had is like, but you gotta phrase it. You can't just go. It's like one voice, second voice.
The forte. So a really tricky thing with excerpts, right? The forte obviously can't sound forced because it's Mozart. Now, but the piano, you can't have a mosquito sound either. You can't just be like.
No, they won't take that. Yeah.
You need to create the sense of contrast but still have body to your sound.
And then the forte can't sound rough.
Yes.
It still has to sound like that kind of the energy of Mozart, right?
Nice, dude. You still have it. It has to be even, has to be clear, and it has to be a feeling of these big beats.
Yes, you're right. It's most people. It's like.
And then that bar after the. And then. You need to hear that. Yeah. So all these details, they're marking you on. If you're new into the world of excerpts, it's something that you need to know for each excerpt what people are listening out for.
Yes. We should do the second violin part. So it's like the annoying part is every part of you wants to do.
Yeah.
And then not just that, it's like you're on D and A string, but you also got G and D string. Oh
Not
my
bad,
god!
not bad.
I was like, I'll play the first violin.
Okay. And the thing too is when you play that, even though it's even, you have to phrase it as if the first violin.
Yeah.
Because you know the first violin is going. So you gotta. Guys, by the way, if you love this kind of more intricate deep dive, definitely check out Two Set Talks podcast, but also check out Two Set Academy, link below. Really exciting project where we're gonna take everything to the next step further.
We should like confuse everyone in comments. If you made it this far in the video, you should comment below Strauss, just for fun.
Sure.
Don Juan.
I mean, okay, speaking of Strauss, next one.
Oh, this is the next one.
Don Juan.
Okay, Don Juan.
This is probably the poster child of violin excerpt.
Well,
my shoulders came out.
What the hell? Okay, go. And. Oh no! I forgot all my.
We gotta finish it. As you can see, this is the technical virtuosic firework to be able to play this flurry of notes. Everything has to be articulate, clean, even beginning, right? It's hard to get fortissimo but clear sound.
Yes, there.
It's easy to be like muddy, right?
Yeah. Also, when you start, you can't. I remember this. You can't drag.
Oh no, yeah.
You have to get it straight away.
Yeah.
Bam.
And then obviously, the accent. Such a high note to get that ba, and then crescendo, and then
Bum.
crotch it and accent quaver has to be different.
You actually got that. I forgot about it. I was
Yeah.
like, oh.
I was like, dude, I remember that. Fortissimo, long sustained line. Somehow I still needed a crescendo, even though it's already fortissimo. It's just the sound. Have to get that strong, sustained sound. It is the
Painful.
concerto equivalent.
Yeah, it's so
Oh,
painful.
excellent.
What do we have? What's next?
Shostakovich.
Which is the Shostakovich?
Everyone's done this.
Oh, the. And then. Yeah, okay. I feel like excerpts are probably harder than concertos. Like,
Because you're launched into a different. It's also like the gear changes, right?
Yeah.
You just go from Don Juan, which is virtuosity, now it's Shostakovich.
yeah.
Right? Well, there's an implicit agreement where if you're an orchestral musician, you have to play with your own character, individuality, but it has to be within the context of an orchestra.
Yeah, you can't go like. That's
Yeah.
just not good. You can't.
Because orchestras usually don't play like
Yeah.
that. So the Shostakovich, right? This one is testing bow control and intonation to the max. You can't do because that
Way
part's
too
meant to
romantic.
be cold, right?
Yeah.
See how my bow's already like a little bit trembly.
Like they're
Anyone that gets shaky bow, this one is
It's
your
so-
worst enemy. What makes the bow control harder? The string crossings and the fact that its down bows are 3 beats and the up bows are 1 beat, right? So it's so easy to be like. Nah, so you have to compensate for that. Down bow more. Right. And then string crossing. And then intonation.
Oh god.
And then the last one.
Oh yeah, I remember. Oh, you remember it.
And then now this part has to be warm.
Actually, there's a
Tone.
character change too as well. But it still can't be like romantic. It's still Shostakovich in some ways. Because if you listen to a concerto play, you really can't tell. They're always in one concerto. You know, it's not like you're changing genres.
Yes.
Periods, time.
If you're playing Tchaikovsky, you're playing Tchaikovsky. But the extras that it's like a sample of every different
Yes.
thing. Can you do this? Can you do that?
How's your bow control? How's your left control? How's your phrasing? How's your intonation? How's your rhythm? How's your contact point? How's your nerves?
PTSD.
For last one. There's a lot of dynamic phrasing nuances, and obviously this one's just testing your ability to make a beautiful sound.
Yes.
But exactly what you said, I remember in that audition, I was so nervous, I went,
Oh, it's so slow.
I did not make it past that round.
It's like an up thing. You're like da da da.
Oh, also, the other thing too, right? You know how there's like 4 rounds typically?
Yes.
You have to learn like usually 15 excerpts, but each round is like 2 to 3.
You don't know what they're gonna pick.
If you get knocked out first round, you practice 15 and you only get to play 2, and it's just the worst.
It's the
feeling.
worst. Yeah. And that's why it's high stress. For those of you guys doing excerpts, you know what we're talking about. And not like we've been there, done that.
Yeah.
For those who don't know, this is what it's about.
Oh, what's the time? Time to practice. The very nice circle 5th watch you can wear in your music exam if you forget your key signatures.
Yes. Accent like button, legato subscribe button. As always, go practice.
the purpose behind excerpts. You know, excerpts are designed to scrutinize every detail we're playing. Like in a concerto, when people go to a Mendelssohn concert, they're not there to be like,
Brett played the wrong note. Oh no, I didn't play wrong notes, but Brett played out of time, out of tune. He missed the note. Oh.
But excerpts is just like it's a different mentality, because a lot of orchestras, they do the blind testing things. It is a way for orchestras to try more fairly decide who gets to play in the orchestra.
That's right.
And I think that's good because it makes more sense to judge someone off excerpts than like a interview where they're talking about like my favorite whatever. Right? But there is also, I always felt there's a tricky thing being a panel where if you're listening to 100 in a day, your ears, it's hard. We've talked to people that have been like adjudicators, and typically it's like the ones that are really good, it's like, okay, this one's definitely going through. The ones that are kind of like, we know they won't go through. But usually there's like a middle ground.
Yes,
area.
it's very difficult. It's like you're trying to figure out who's passing, who's not.
Yeah.
And one thing with these auditions, especially like the first rounds with the screens, is you can't make faces to try and win them over. You can't be like, I'm sorry.
You can't show that, I know I made a mistake. That was an accident.
No,
They
you
don't
can't
care.
show it. They don't care. You literally just have to play well.
Yeah. I mean, playing orchestra is one of the funnest things to do, honestly.
Yeah.
So,
It's much easier afterwards once you get in, but once you're not, it's so hard.
That's true. Once you're in, you can fake. I didn't say that. Because that's the thing with string players, right? Like wind players, they can't hide. They have solos, but wind players, we can hide in the section. String players.